Welcome to a brand new season of Raidercast, the podcast that delves into the myths, mysteries and monsters of Tomb Raider. I hope everyone is well and safe and happy. This is a very special episode because it's with great excitement that I get to introduce the voice of Lara Croft from The Last Revelation, Chronicles and The Angel of Darkness. I'm sure you'll all join me in wishing a very warm welcome to the magnificent Jonell Elliot.
Oh,
welcome to Raidercast.
Thank you, Chris. What a welcome. And
thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today.
Well, no, this is the first time I've ever done a podcast.
I'm so honoured.
Or an interview, for that matter, for Tomb Raider and Lara. So,
blimey. Okay,
yes.
Wow.
This is a first.
Yeah, goodness, thank you so much.
I've been asked in the past, but I've always shied away from it. I don't know why. I was probably, thought, what, I can't possibly be as, exciting as Lara Croft, so what would they want to know about me? I'm not that
sure
exciting.
Everyone is going to be thrilled with this interview anyway.
Okay.
Shall we dive into some questions?
Let's dive into some questions. Why not? No time like the present.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
So, tell us a little bit about your background and how aware were you about Tomb Raider and Lara Croft before you became her voice? Well,
it all started pretty early, Chris, actually. I got the bug probably around about the age of 6. And I first started with dancing classes. I do ballet, tap and jazz 4 or 5 times a week at the local dance school. This progressed to classes on a Saturday for drama, singing lessons at school, that sort of thing. And then I had the opportunity to perform in local pantos and summer seasons and local competitions. And then at the age of 13, I went to a well-known London stage school where I did half-day schoolwork, which was a real bonus, obviously.
Amazing.
And the other half of the day I was doing vocational classes. So I really felt like I'd arrived. It was like a dream come true to be doing what I wanted to be doing since such an early age. And yeah, probably one of my earliest memories was, always wanting to read aloud in class. So it's just quite funny, really, thinking that that's what I do for a job now. I read
yes.
people's scripts and do TV and radio and stuff. So, I'd always be the first to put my hand up and sort of offer my services, doing different characters and, just a chance to perform. But the school had its own theatrical agency as well. So I managed to work a little bit in TV and did a few small parts in things like Grange Hill. And then I did like a little episode of a series which was called Hollywood or Bust with the late Bruce Forsyth, who was just such a lovely man. Got to sing a little solo on his show and do a little comedy sketch with him. And, so I sort of got a taste, quite young. And, I was at the school until I was 18 and then I left and, I did the various, jobs like waitressing and working front of house at various theatres around town. And, I was also working with some music producers as well this sort of period because I was really into music. And I got signed. I had a small record deal. And I released a little dance tune. I don't think anyone knows that about me.
Is that online?
Yeah, it probably is. It was called Soul Magic.
We'll have to have a look.
And it was a group called YBU. And so I went, sort of down a musical path for a little while. And I got signed to this little subsidiary label called Splish, which was part of a bigger label called Rhythm King, which had acts like the Beatmasters, Bomb the Bass, and they also looked after Mark Moore from S Express, who was the one who signed me to the label. So yeah, my song became a bit of a club anthem, and I did sort of various gigs around London and jingles on Kiss, and this led me to do a sound engineering course because I was interested in the other side as well, and I was thinking, what if I don't make it as an actress? What else can I do? If the music doesn't go mainstream, then what else could I do that I enjoy? So I did this sound engineering course, and I ended up getting myself a job in a recording studio in Camden through a really good friend of mine. And that happened to be opposite MTV, and, you know, it was a studio that did sound for TV and, you know, radio, music videos, all that sort of stuff. And it was while I was there making tea, I was at the bottom of the ladder, that someone came in one day who was a producer for a company called Cartoon Network, who, funnily enough, I am working for tomorrow. So, like 30 years later, I'm still working for them. But they were the ones to give me my first break, and I did a little promo for them because my boss at the recording studio said, look, you know, she's got a background in drama, give her a whirl, give her a chance. So, I had a little stab at it, and they liked what I did. And, that led to a few more little jobs in the studio, which then led me to an agent. And, that's what really cemented my voiceover career all those years ago. And I never knew that that's where I would end up. That's where I'd be, you know, happy, you know, making money and, you know, introducing EastEnders or whatever.
I remember hearing your voice a lot. And
do you?
Yeah, but it was like after playing Tomb Raider as well that I probably drove people mad by saying, that's the voice of Lara Croft, that's the voice of Lara Croft. So the degree where they started saying it back to me, like anytime they heard it, they'd be like, you know, that's the voice of Lara Croft. I was like, yes, thank you.
Oh, bless you. You've got a good ear, Chris.
Well, you've got a very iconic voice.
Well, yeah, I've done... I mean, obviously, yes, I do me most of all, but I've done some cartoons and things in the past. I've, you know, been able to stretch myself and accents and what have you. But yeah, I mean, Tomb Raider, well, I was aware of Tomb Raider because going back now, right back to 1996.
Oh my goodness, right back to the beginning.
Old school.
Yes.
I did a musical in London's West End with my gorgeous pal who you all know and love, Shelley Blonde.
A legend.
Yes, the first legend. And we shared a dressing room, which was an absolute scream, obviously. If you know Shelley, you know she is just brilliant, naturally funny. We had a ball working together, and we happened to be, you know, with voiceover agents at the time, and we were chatting, and she was telling me about this new job. You know, this real ballsy, gregarious character called Lara Croft. And, you know, we were laughing and joking about it. And I was like, if anyone can do it, Shelley, you can do it, standing on your head.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And, you know, I really knew Shelley would, you know, throw herself into the role. And, I mean, it's just unbelievable that just a couple of years later, I'd be playing the role myself. We seem to mirror each other, Shelley and I. We're like with the same agent now. You know, I spoke to her earlier. We, you know, even our children did a voiceover together the other day.
Yes, she posted about it recently.
So yes, I think she said the legacy continues.
It's so cool. I think the Tomb Raider fans love that the two of you have sort of continued this across time. It's brilliant.
We were just meant to be together in this lifetime.
Oh. That's wonderful. I love the fact that you were there right at the beginning as well. It's sort of tied
so
Lara
weird.
together across the years.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's so cool.
I suppose it's when, you know, like games were really coming up as well, and, you know, voiceover artists were starting to do them, and, you know, I was doing a couple of games at the time as well, recording.
Oh, which ones?
Well, I did City of Lost Children, where I played a very young 7-year-old Miette, the title role, and then I also played Dr. Moreau's wife in Dr. Moreau's Island, and that's really actually where I kind of got to know about Tomb Raider, you know, for when I was asked to audition for it, because the producer that was on those two games was producing Tomb Raider.
Oh wow, there's a link. I didn't realise.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
So yeah, how did it come about? How did you get the role of Lara?
Well, you know, obviously Core Design and IDOS, they, you know, and the producer, they talked to my agent and they invited me in for an audition, and I read for her, and, you know, it was really exciting. But I was told that they were seeing lots of other well-known actors for the part, and so I didn't hold much hope, but I kind of crossed my fingers and toes and read as well as I possibly could, and remembered what Shelley had told me about the role and took that on board. And they had said that they thought my tone was right for the part, so there's a little bit of confidence there. And it was a couple of weeks later that I found out that I secured the part, and I was literally jumping for joy. And
I
then,
bet.
Yeah, it was great. It was it was exciting. But it was also a bit weird, because obviously I knew about it and I told Shelley about it. She was like, "Yeah, go for it." So
That's fantastic. What was it like to embody the role of Lara? Were you given any pointers? Did they direct you a lot, or did you sort of just interpret her character from the script?
Well, they had a very clear vision right from the start. Obviously Shelley had already established the part, and Judith Gibbons did 2 and 3, so she'd already been around. That she was supposed to be upper class without being snobby, well read and travelled, adventurous, cunning, gregarious, bold, basically not frightened of anything. But there's a little bit of a steeliness to her as well. So, she could kick ass. So that I was kind of given...
Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed it.
Given a lot of information. I mean, she really was a dream come true for a female role, because, she was so,
She's the queen of gaming.
So bold. And, it was just an absolute dream come true to be able to play her. So, was I able to put a little bit of myself into the role. They did, sort of give me lots of pointers.
How did it feel around that time? Because you were voicing Lara in the games. Angelina Jolie was portraying Lara on the big screen. How must that have felt? I can't even begin to imagine.
Oh, my God. I mean, Angelina Jolie, she's an absolute legend, isn't she? I mean, I think if anybody thought about who was right for that role at that time, it was her. I mean, I had seen her in a few other films where she'd really rocked, like Girl Interrupted was a fabulous film, and she played a great role in that, and she was just perfect for the part. And I think it was quite well documented around the time that I was playing Lara that she had listened to myself and Shelley and Judith, for pointers on the accent. So that was
fantastic.
That was incredible to hear that.
Gosh, that must have been so exciting to know as well.
Yeah.
Your influences reached the cinema as well.
Yeah, but I think, the girl playing it now as well, Alicia Vikander, she's absolutely stunning in the role as well.
She's terrific, isn't she?
Yeah.
Absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, they've picked well with their on-screen Laras.
Diving back into the games.
Yes.
And so you started with Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation, which was quite a long game, for the series up to that point, and Lara had a lot to talk about, and then Chronicles was a bit shorter. But then it came to The Angel of Darkness, which was such more of an ambitious title.
Yes.
So what was that like? Could you tell us a bit more about the recording with Joss Ackland, Kerry Shale, Eric Loren?
Yes. I mean, it was an incredibly exciting period for me with the character, as the storyline was much, much darker, as was Lara and her character. It felt, definitely meatier as a role to play her,
Yeah.
And it was fantastic to be surrounded by such incredible actors like Joss Ackland, Kerry Shale and Eric Loren. Joss Ackland, you just wanted to study him. Such a character.
He's such a presence.
Yeah. And, Kerry Shale I had already worked with, and, we shared the same agent. And of course, he is absolutely brilliant at playing those sort of villains.
He has got such a brilliant voice for it as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, it was perfect working with him. And Eric Loren as well. I mean, I hadn't seen that little interview until recently.
No, the video interview.
Yes, it was so sweet.
That's really cool, and it's very touching as well, some parts of that.
I mean, I think we had a natural spark, and, we really enjoyed sort of, forming their relationship. I mean, it was the sort of first little kind of bit of love interest that Lara had ever had.
Yeah, there's a bit of will they, won't they sort of thing going on.
Yeah. I know. I sort of need to have a little chat with Murty Schofield, the writer, and find out the next chapter. See what happened to them in the future.
No, Murty spoke very highly of you as well.
Oh, he's a lovely man. He actually emailed me the other week and said, I can't believe you're actually now on one of the platforms, talking about the past Lara games. It's about bloody time. It's only taken 21 years to get you up there.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys are still in contact as well.
I've shied away from it. Yeah. I've shied away from it before because I was just like, well, what's so interesting about me? Lara's much more interesting.
Everyone is going to love this interview. Don't worry about it. What was it like back then as well with The Last Revelation and Chronicles? Were they different in terms of recording? For those games, was everyone in the recording studio at the same time? But when it's with Angel of Darkness, was everyone sort of around?
Yeah, Angel of Darkness, we did actually, do all together. All the scenes were together because the script for Angel of Darkness was like a film script.
Very conversational.
Yeah, much chunkier than we'd had before. As opposed to sort of here's a set of actions. There was a real storyline, and for Chronicles, that it was more me in a room by myself, just with the script, recording page after page. Whereas, as an actor, as a voiceover artist, it's always so much more fun to be working with other actors in the same room and be bouncing, off each other. Yeah. I've done other cartoons where that's happened. I did Angelina Ballerina with Judi Dench and Derek Jacobi, and we were all recorded together, and that was so much fun.
Oh my goodness me.
Learnt a lot off both of them, and I did Miffy as well just recently, but yes, that we worked so much differently on that. Each character went in on their own with their script, and we just recorded a couple of episodes at a time. So it's Angel of Darkness was ace for that, because it really was a sort of celebration, everybody getting together, having fun, but
there's a few photos I think that were taken back then, and they slowly sort of made their way online over the years.
Still floating around.
It looked exactly as you just said. It looked like a celebration, like everyone was smiling. Yeah. And it just looked really exciting.
Yeah, it's been amazing actually to be on Instagram, because I've learned so much more about Tomb Raider and the game from the fans out there than anything else. And
is everyone asking you about Curtis?
Oh yes, they love to hear about Curtis, and I like I said, I need to have a long chat with Murty over a bottle of wine to get to the bottom of their relationship, what happened in the next chapter. But
tell you what, if that ever happens, I'm going to be there. I'm going to have my camera. I'm going to document this.
I'll let him know.
Yes,
be there with the
I'm
mic.
sure he'll be well up for that. That's exciting. So what I'm going to talk to you about now, it's going to tie into the theme of Lara, but it's going to be slightly more about you.
Right.
So first one being...
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello.
Prepare. Have you had any big adventure holidays abroad that would be fitting for Lara?
Yeah, I have actually. I've been on quite a few nice holidays around the world with my other half.
Ooh, tell us more.
Well, I've been to Mexico.
Oh my goodness.
Mexico was beautiful because we went right after New Year, which was a lovely time to go.
Perfect time.
Yeah, it was like the 2nd of January. We're off.
Oh, amazing.
To the sunshine.
Yes.
And while I was there, I did do a couple of things which Lara would have been proud of. I did a zip wire.
Oh, wow.
Over an alligator-infested lake.
Are you kidding?
Call me mad, but yes.
That is incredible.
Yeah, I couldn't get my other half up there though, for love nor money.
I don't know if I would have done that as well. That's so brave.
We did go down into an underground cenote as well, which is like, going way underground and swimming in a lake, which probably had all sorts of horrible creatures in, but I managed to dip my toe in the water for a couple of seconds and then scoot back up. But I went to Thailand as well. We went to Phi Phi,
okay,
which is where they shot The Beach. And
oh wow,
yeah, I jumped off the boat there when I was pregnant with my daughter. Had a little swim. I think I gave my other half kittens because he was like, there could be sharks in there, you know.
I just like in the film. I was
it
just
didn't
thinking that.
help watching that the night before. That's infamous shark scene. So but I was like, when am I going to come to Thailand again? I've got to be brave about these things.
Definitely. And the water there.
Oh God, it's beautiful. So clear.
So clear. So blue.
I'd have been mad not to. And I've been to Africa. I've been to America. I've been to India. All around Europe. And I was born in Canada.
Wow, okay.
I was born in Toronto.
Yeah.
But I was 18 months old when I came back, so I don't know. I've never been back, so I need to go back there to explore my roots.
Another adventure over there.
Another adventure. We'd probably take Amber, my daughter.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You know what? When I was asking Shelley this as well, and she's had some adventures in her time.
I bet she has.
But my goodness, both of you, you're doing Lara proud. Like, this globe-trotting adventure spirit is, I guess, the producers, they saw it in you and they were just like, yes, they know what they're doing.
Well, I'd like to say that was true, Chris, but I'd be lying.
I am going to ask as well. So it's a bit of an out there question.
Yeah.
But are there any sort of places or myths or legends from history that you think would be cool and exciting for Lara to explore?
I suppose, history-wise, my favourite part was Henry VIII and the wives.
Ooh, okay.
What if Lara was one of his wives?
I don't think he'd have survived.
The seventh wife, yeah. I think she would have cut off his head, don't you?
Oh, too right.
Or, I don't know, has Lara in space been done? I'm not sure.
Ooh, no, see, Lara in space has never been done.
Lara goes to Mars, battles alien life. That could work, couldn't it?
I would love that. It could work. I mean, there are aliens in some of the games.
Oh, are there?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't know.
It's a bit of a a bit of a controversial wish is to have Lara in space and exploring that sort of.
Look, if anyone can handle it, she can.
Oh, too right.
Exactly.
They don't stand a chance.
No.
Meets alien life, blows its head off.
Yeah. So maybe that. I mean, I could certainly see her up there battling Martians.
Now then, what we're going to talk about as well, sort of winding towards the end of the interview, but I would like to talk a little bit about the Tomb Raider community to you because, as you said earlier, you've only very recently sort of become active with the community and you joined Instagram and you've been talking to people. So what have your experiences been like so far? Have you got anything you'd really love to say to them?
Oh, I've been really touched that they felt that they can, sort of reach out to me. I've been overwhelmed actually by the love, on Instagram.
Oh, that's so nice.
But it's been great to see, like I said, the interview with Eric and Murty, and see all the photos, and there's such a talented group of people out there, the artists and the writers, and I'm really pleased that everyone has welcomed you. Yeah, they really have. I was like, it's been brilliant seeing all those things. And pleased that so many of the fans, liked my take on Lara. I mean, it's just so wonderful. Oh, massively popular. Yeah. You see, I wouldn't know. I used to hear little tidbits from, Shelley. Yeah. From Twitter. She'd sort of tell me stuff and, send me a little photo or whatever. And oh, there's a mole. Yes, it's Shelley Blonde. Some of the messages that I get, they're so heartwarming. and they tell me about their childhoods, and I made their childhood. I mean, it's just so sweet to hear, their backgrounds, their stories, their life-changing events. And
goodness, yeah.
I'm honoured that they feel that they can share them with me. It's really sweet.
At the end of last series of Raidercast, I made this episode that I called it Letters to Lara, and I had people from all across the world with all different backgrounds send me voice clips or little video clips of themselves talking about why Lara Croft and Tomb Raider are important to them. And I went into this project thinking this is going to be so exciting, and I'm going to get all of these really excited people, and I did. But what I also got, and I didn't expect, was the stories of how Tomb Raider and Lara have helped people cope, and how they've found sanctuary in it when they've had really bad days at school or in their home life, or they've been bullied. And there was one message in particular that I don't think I'll ever forget, where someone said they were so sad and upset because they were being bullied, and they didn't feel like they had anyone to turn to, but they would go home and turn on Tomb Raider and start playing, and they felt like Lara was their best friend. That really hit me.
Yeah, that is heart-wrenching, isn't it? I mean, the fact that they, reached out and thought, got some comfort from Lara's role, I suppose, because she is such a strong character, and, and they could sort of immerse themselves as well in that fantasy world. It's sort of, I just think it's, lovely that they've had some comfort out of it. And, like I said before, just, the whole fact that they can share and open up to me with that sort of stuff. I'm honoured.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's so lovely.
Yeah, it is so touching. And
have people started to send you like fan art as well?
Yes. I've been posting it. I don't know whether you've seen, but I've been posting all the wonderful work that they've been creating out there, and I will continue to do so as well.
Oh, people will love that. I mean,
they're giving me so much, so much joy out of it. So it's so heartwarming to hear those stories. Everybody out there has just been super nice and welcoming, like I said. Yes,
that's lovely to hear.
See where it goes. Yes.
Yeah. There's a question that I think I've got to end on this, and it's just, if you were ever given the opportunity to return to the role of Lara Croft, would you take it?
Oh, I'd be mad not to, wouldn't I? I really would. Of course I would.
Yes.
Obviously, I'd have to be, a maturer Lara. Now, as I'm maturing myself.
No, what? It's like 2005 or something. No?
I wish. No, I don't really. Of course, I'd love to. Let's never say never. Never say never. Yeah.
Well, Jonell, this has been an absolutely fantastic interview, and I've had so much fun chatting to you.
Oh, thank you, Chris. And it's been lovely talking to you. And yes, maybe we'll speak again in the future.
That would be absolutely lovely. And you know what? I'll keep in mind if you ever get together with Murty and have a big chat. Let me know, because I'm going to be there.
We'll invite you down the pub.
Yes.
Brilliant. Thanks, Chris. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much again.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this special episode. If you'd love to hear more from Jonell, you can follow her at The Original Angel of Darkness on Instagram, and keep an ear out for her interview with Dr. Paul Harrison on the Profane Humanities Podcast. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook at RaidercastPod, and Instagram at Raidercast. You'll find all links below. Until next time, keep safe, keep happy, keep raiding.